Let's start with the truth most professionals quietly live by. We are trained to avoid mistakes at all costs. From school to corporate life, we are rewarded for getting things right, for playing safe, for following the rules that guarantee predictability. But that conditioning has hidden cost. It kills innovation, it suffocates courage, and it blocks real learning before it even begins. Many professionals don't actually fear failure. They fear what failure will look like to others. They fear the judgment, not the lesson itself. But let me say this clearly, you don't experiment by making mistakes faster and moving on. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the raw material of it. So in this lesson, we'll reframe failure from something to fear into something to design intentionally into your learning system. The people who grow the fastest are not the ones who failed the least. They are the ones who learn fastest from failing small. Most of us enter the professional world believing mistakes are dangerous, that they signal incompetence, that they have permanent consequences. And while that might be true in extreme cases, most of the time it's just ego and conditioning. Every skill you now take for granted, presenting, analyzing, managing, was built through micro failures. The missed deadlines, the awkward first meetings, the projects that didn't really land. You weren't punished for those, you were forced by them. The only real mistake is pretending you are beyond making them. The moment you stop risking failure, you stop learning altogether, and that's very risky. Here's the truth. Your reputation won't be damaged by mistakes, it's damaged by denial. Everyone fails, but not everyone takes accountability, not everyone communicates transparently, and not everyone learns visibly. That's the difference. People don't lose trust in you because you stumble. They lose trust when you try to hide that stumble and not learn from it. So next time something doesn't go as planned, resist the urge to cover it up. Instead, own it. Communicate early, share what you learn and how you will improve. That's leadership in action, not perfectionism. Remember, growth doesn't make you flawless, it makes you honest. A common belief is, if I try again and still fail, that means I'm not good enough. No, it means you are still learning. Repeated effort is not the proof of inadequacy. It's evidence of persistence, and persistence is how mastery compounds. Think about it. Every expert you admire has failed more times than most people have tried. Each iteration improves timing, clarity, intuition. Every failed attempt is just the rough draft of your future success. And yes, that includes leaders. In leadership, vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but admitting mistakes, sharing lessons, and modeling learning publicly builds more credibility than pretending to know it all. People don't follow perfect leaders, they follow humans. Perfectionism feels noble, but it's really fear wearing a mask of excellence. You polish, delay, overthink, not because you care too much, but because you are afraid of being judged for not enough. But progress doesn't come from polishing endlessly, it comes from shipping, testing, learning, and iterating. You don't grow by thinking your way to perfect work. You grow by doing your way to better work. Every project, every presentation, every conversation is a prototype, and every prototype teaches you something about what works and what doesn't. You don't need to be flawless, you just need to be adaptive. Let's redefine resilience. Resilience isn't the ability to avoid pain, it's the capacity to recover with insight. It's not about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. When something fails, you don't go back to who you were before it happened, you evolve into someone wiser because of it. Failure is feedback in disguise. It shows you what's not yet working. It exposes assumptions that need adjusting. It teaches you humility, clarity, and grit, the invisible currencies of long-term success. And the only way to build it is by getting comfortable with small failures. Over time, these small, contained stumbles build psychological armor. You learn that discomfort won't destroy you, and that's when you finally start playing bigger games. Let's turn this into practice. This month, I want you to design one safe experiment, a small intentional risk inside your current work or learning plan. Something that stretches you just beyond your comfort zone. Not recklessly, but strategically. Here are the criteria you might consider. It won't destroy your credibility if it doesn't work. It challenges you to try a new skill or new behavior. It has a clear feedback loop. You will know what worked and what didn't. A few examples. Volunteer to lead a team if you are usually quiet. Share a short reflection post on LinkedIn and invite feedback. Test a new presentation style, framework, or workflow. When you do it, journal what happens, especially what you learn if it fails. Because failure isn't something to recover from, it's something to reflect through. When you normalize those small experiments, you stop fearing big ones. And that's how professionals evolve, not through flawless execution, but through deliberate, continuous iteration. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop fearing failure, you gain freedom. Freedom to experiment, freedom to innovate, freedom to grow without constantly defending your ego. Remember this, your career isn't a test to pass, it's a lab to explore. So fail small, learn fast, repeat often, and remember that those who dare to fail small are the ones who end up succeeding big.